the man in the purple suit, a terrifying monster with a puppet that seems to have a life of its own. Who are they? Just another inexplicable manifestation from the world of nightmares? Another creature for Little Nightmares lore enthusiasts to theorize about? This time, no. The man in the purple suit is one of the few monsters in this game universe about whom we actually know quite a lot, and not from vague fragments, but from the official audio drama, The Sounds of Nightmares. This audio drama is not just a psychological horror with a touch of metaphysical mystery. It is a crucial piece of material for understanding the mythology and lore of the Little Nightmares universe. Welcome to Save Room Archives, and today I'll tell you everything about one of the most sinister monsters in the entire Little Nightmares series. Our story begins in the real world, at the county's psychiatric institute, where a psychiatrist named Otto is studying the extraordinary abilities of a girl named Ruth, who prefers to be called Noon. Otto believes that using Noon's power to shift between the real world and the world of nightmares, he will find his long-gone older sister, Cece. Duality. It's a concept Otto knows well. In psychology, we wear countless masks, yet cling to the illusion of a single unified self. But for Noon, that illusion has shattered. Her mind isn't the only thing divided. Her body, too, seems caught between two realities: the waking world and the nowhere. One night, under careful monitoring, Otto watches Noon lying in bed. Her brainwaves remain steady. Her body doesn't move. And then, she vanishes. Minutes later, she reappears in the same spot, as if she never left. The EEG readings never faltered. It's as if two versions of her existed at once. For Otto, this is no longer just psychology. This is a breach of reality itself. The next day, Otto prepares Noon for a new kind of experiment. Electrodes attached, he urges her to relive her experiences in the nowhere. This time while awake. Nervous, she agrees, and what she describes next takes us deep into one of the most haunting dreamscapes in the entire series. Noon finds herself in a strange, rain-washed carnival. Wooden caravans line the grounds. Fairy lights shimmer in puddles like stars trapped on the ground. Teen performers welcome her, confident, kind, and bound to the carnival. Among them is Rusty, a tightrope walker. He invites her onto a massive Ferris wheel, a structure so tall it feels suspended in the sky. Up there, Rusty confesses the truth. They're forced to perform, and he hates it. He and the other children are planning something dangerous, a special show. And Noon's role is simple. If she spots a man in a purple suit, she must shout the secret code: Big Top. This moment is crucial. It reveals not only the structure of the nowhere, but its power dynamics. The carnival isn't a random dream, it's a controlled space. The performers are prisoners, and the man in the purple suit represents an authority figure who enforces these rules. Rusty hints at something bigger: escape. Not just from the carnival, but from this entire rotten world. It's the first time we see someone inside the nowhere acknowledge a reality beyond their immediate nightmare. Noon continues her story. She's seated in the big top, surrounded by a grotesque audience, bloated shapes with faces like melted drawings, devouring rancid food in gluttonous silence. The performers dazzle with magic and fire. For a brief moment, Noon feels joy. The lights inside the big top suddenly shift, plunging the carnival tent into darkness, except for a single blinding spotlight. It fixes on the very top of the tent, where a thin rope stretches between two tall ladders. There, balanced at one end, stands Rusty. The chatter dies instantly. Performers and audience alike fall silent, caught in the stillness. Rusty takes his first cautious steps onto the rope, each one deliberate. Then slowly, his confidence grows. He walks with more rhythm, more certainty, as if he's done this 1,000 times before. The silence becomes unnatural, dragging on too long. It feels less like an audience watching, and more like a spell has settled over the tent. And then, Noon realizes she's no longer alone. In the seat right beside her, one that had been empty moments earlier, someone is sitting. Before she even turns her head, she hears him. 2 breaths. It's a strange, asynchronous breathing. One breath slightly behind the other, like 2 lungs working in separate rhythms inside the same body. She doesn't just hear it, she feels it. The breaths vibrate in her chest, making her own lungs shudder in involuntary sympathy. Her body begins to tremble. Then she sees him, the man in the purple suit. His focus is fixed upward on Rusty. He sits unnervingly still, but his presence is immense, like a weight pressing down on the space around him. His suit is formal and elegant, almost theatrical, but his face is wrong. He has no eyes, only smooth, empty sockets. And yet, somehow, Noon can feel him looking at her when he turns his head. It's a gaze without eyes, like a spotlight that burns through without light. The crowd erupts into a cheer as Rusty reaches the middle of the rope, but Noon's silence makes her stand out. The man turns toward her. The eyeless stare locks on, and that's when she sees it. Perched on his lap is a smaller figure, a dummy, like a ventriloquist's puppet. But this is no carved wooden doll. Its flesh looks disturbingly organic, a lumpy, uneven face with a wide, carved grin, patches of hair sprouting from its head, and beady, living eyes. Unlike the man, the puppet can see, and it's looking upward, staring at the spotlight and Rusty with intense, hateful focus. The moment the crowd cheers, the dummy's face contorts in jealousy. Its grin tightens, its features crumple in rage. It wants the applause, wants to be the center of attention. Noon's refusal to clap draws its attention. Slowly, deliberately, the puppet turns its gaze toward her. She can't tell if the words are spoken aloud or whispered inside her head, but the puppet smiles wider. An invitation, a taunt, as if asking her to join the performance. Panic surges through her. She shouts the code phrase, big top, but no one hears her. The cheers are deafening. Rusty keeps moving forward, climbing toward a hidden tear in the fabric near the top of the tent. His escape route. Noon looks back to the man. He's still sitting there, limp, motionless. But the dummy is gone. Her stomach drops. She spots movement near Rusty, up high, among the shadows. The puppet is there now, at the tent's peak, waiting for him. Below, the man in the purple suit seems almost bashful, shrinking slightly as the crowd's attention swells. He loves their praise, yet seems ashamed of it too. All the while, that strange double breathing fills the space between them. 2 lungs, 1 body, out of sync. Noon tries to scream again. Her throat strains, but no air comes out. She's suffocating on panic. And then it happens. Rusty reaches the darkened edge of the spotlight, and the dummy lunges from the shadows. Its lumpy face flashes for a split second in the light, twisted with malicious glee. Noon screams his name, but it's too late. Her panic in the waking world spikes. She thrashes, yelling fragments, before collapsing, overwhelmed by the suffocating sensation of the 2 asynchronous breaths, as if the man and his puppet are breathing inside her. The monitor spikes. Otto shouts her name, and the tape cuts to silence. Noon collapses in the real world, overwhelmed by fear and the sensation of 2 breaths in one body. Afterwards, Otto notes that Noon's trust has been damaged. The session was traumatic, but his conviction has only grown stronger. He now believes the nowhere may be a singular, real space, hidden behind a veil, like a 2-way mirror. And while Noon can cross it, he remains blind on the other side. He mentions a name that longtime fans will recognize, the Ferryman. An entity that doesn't belong to our world, but acts as a connective force between realities. Otto's obsession has a new goal, to cross into the nowhere himself. The man in the purple suit is portrayed less as an active participant and more as an anchor, a presence that distorts reality simply by existing. His lack of eyes, yet ability to look, taps into primal fears, a gaze you can feel but can't return. The asynchronous breathing hints at something deeply wrong, perhaps 2 entities sharing one form, or a single body containing multiple consciousnesses. Noon's ability to feel the breaths suggests a metaphysical or parasitic connection. The dummy, meanwhile, embodies the cruelty and jealousy of performance. It feeds on attention. When the crowd cheers for Rusty, it reacts with hatred, not passivity. This is not an inert puppet. It has agency, emotion, and a predatory instinct. Its sudden disappearance from the man's lap and reappearance near Rusty shows it can move independently, perhaps even teleport within the dream space. The man and puppet function like a distorted duo. One is passive, quiet, breathing heavily. The other is expressive, mobile, malicious. Together, they represent a twisted ventriloquist act, a recurring motif in Little Nightmares: control, performance, and the blurred line between puppet and master. Rusty's attempted escape and the puppet's intervention reveal that no rebellion goes unnoticed in the nowhere. The man doesn't need to act. His presence alone enforces control. The dummy is his enforcer. And the two breaths, one body motif becomes a lingering symbol of duality, echoing Otto's opening monologue. It's not just Noon who embodies duality. The purple man and his puppet are two of a kind, separate yet inseparable. That's it for today. I remind you that my channel is 3 weeks old and every like and sub is extremely important for channel's growth. I'll be waiting for you in the Save Room archives, and may all the creepy stuff pass you by.